All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The tour mods from USA. We'll see Paul Jr. and Steven Seams on the front row. Ryan McDaniel and Harley Barletta on the second row. Vern Spring and Andrew Thornton on the third row. David Lux and Austin Ruskoff on the fourth. Edmund Jones and Riley Duncan round out the field for Heat 1. John, I think McRecken should have a permanent EOL. That inside, the outside line definitely remembers elementary school and is staying in line. The inside line, I don't know what's up with them. They forgot kindergarten and how lines work. With Paul Jr. dropping to the tail, Steven Seams and Ryan McDaniel have the front row. Ryan has had a Heat win this season. Can he do it again here tonight? Does appear the inside line finally figured out how lines work. As here we go, Heat number 1 is green. And Seams gets a great run into turn 1. Ryan sends it deep. They banging doors. Seams gets loose, comes up the track. He got Hewitt. Hewitt got Edmund. Wow. Well, that was an eventful start. Ryan has the lead, but David Lux underneath. And Lux takes the lead in Heat 1. Ryan McDaniel now in second. Andrew Thornton up to third. Riley Duncan working his way forward now in fourth. Paul Jr. on pit road. Austin Ruskoff in fifth. Vern Spring and Steven Seams battling for sixth. Harley Barletta back in seventh. Edmund Jones in eighth. Trying to reel him back in. Lux is starting to pull a little bit of a gap on Ryan. Andrew Thornton now on Ryan's bumper. He looks underneath for second. Three laps to go in Heat 1. Lux starting to pull away. He's got a half-second gap. Riley Duncan now in fourth. Right on Ryan's bumper, he's got to run underneath. Austin Ruskoff in fifth, closing in. Andrew Thornton has taken second and is closing the gap on David. Lux leads them into 3 and 4. They're coming to the white flag for Heat 1. And one more time around. Lap traffic could come into play. Edmund Jones heavily damaged just ahead. Lux leads them out of turn 4. David Lux will win Heat 1. Here we go, heat number 2, Richard Young and Matt Brinson on the front row, Ray Mullendorf and Joe Lux on the second row, Bill Rabbits and Brian Hewitt on the third row, Dean Buck, Chance Maderick on the fourth row, Mo Perry and Brandon Hughes round out the field for heat 2. Everybody stacked up and ready to go. Steven, yeah, you definitely had a bumpy one, buddy. But you stuck with it and had a pretty decent finish, all things considered. Matt Brinson drops to the tail end, accepting his EOL for last week's win. Here's Richard Young, also at an EOL. He is dropping to the tail. So the front row will now be Ray Mullendorf and Joe Lux. Here we go, pace car is in. Green flag is in the air. Heat 2 is underway. Oh, there is some banging up front. Several cars having problems. Chance Maderick is in the wall. Brian Hewitt has had a problem. His right front is broke. He is headed to pit road. Dean Buck at the moment. Matt Brinson is also at a problem. Looks like the car is okay, but he lost a lot of ground. Dean Buck continues to lead, but Mo Perry just set the fastest lap right behind. Brandon Hughes now up 7 spots into third. Mo definitely getting the better run into the turn. Now he may have a run out of the turn with 4 to go. Mo down to the inside. He goes to the lead. Brandon Hughes now taking second from Dean Buck. Buck now back into third, but still with him. Three laps to go. Mo is already, now 2 to go. Mo is already pulling a gap. Just set the fastest lap so far. He has a 1-second lead as he comes to the white flag one more time around. Down the back straightaway, the lap traffic will not come into play. He is good to go, and out of turn 4, Mo Perry wins Heat 2. Brandon Hughes in second. Dean Buck comes home in third. All right, on to the B main. Austin Ruskoff and Joe Lux will have the front row. Vern Spring, Matt Brinson on the second row. Steven Seams and Brian Hewitt have the third row. Harley Barletta and Chance Maderick on the fourth row. Edmund Jones and Ray Muhlendorf round out the top 10. Paul Jr. and Bill Rabbits round out the field. Joe Lux and Austin Ruskoff on the front row. Matt Brinson lurking right behind, along with Vern Spring. It's going to be quite a battle. You have guys like Chance Maderick and Edmund Jones back behind. Ray Muhlendorf did not take the grid. Barney the Flagman gives them the 1 to green. The pace car will drop in the middle of 3 and 4 this time. Austin Ruskoff in control. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. The B main is underway, and wow. We've got drivers shooting to the bottom as they head off into 1. Coming to turn 2, and they're going to be 3 wide into turn 3. Brinson on the bottom takes the lead. Vern now in second. Austin back in third. Brian Hewitt, Steven Seams back behind, as is Chance Maderick. Chance is on the move, now up into 6th. Up front, Brinson continuing to check out. Brian Hewitt battling with Maderick. Oh, we've got a car in the wall back behind. Harley Barletta now up into 6th. Edmund Jones in 7th, stuck in traffic. Last time by, Brinson set the fastest lap of the night as he opens up the lead on Ruskoff. Vern Spring now in 3rd. Chance Maderick lurking right behind in 4th. Five laps to go for Brinson. Austin Ruskoff starting to pull away from the field back behind. Edmund Jones, Harley Barletta now battle for 5th. Vern Spring was very defensive on his entry into 3, cutting off the run by Maderick. But Maderick has the run underneath now. And Chance Maderick moves into 3rd. And while the door is open, Edmund Jones gets a run under Vern as well. Matt Brinson now has a 2.8 second lead. Man, he is going to be tough to beat tonight. Hey, good evening, Matika. How are you? And it looks like Steven Seams may not advance. And white flag flies for Matt Brinson. Austin still in second, over 3 seconds back as we have a battle for third. And Matt Brinson comes out of 4 to win the B main. Hey, good evening, Chrono. Thank you for the raid, buddy. And here we go for the feature. Kyle McRecken, Martin, and Zachary Meade on the front row. David Lux, Mo Perry on the second row. Andrew Thornton, Brandon Hughes on the third. Riley Duncan and Dean Buck on the fourth row. Ryan McDaniel and Richard Young round out the top 10. Matt Brinson starting in 11th next to Austin Ruskoff in 12th. Chance Madrick in 13th. Edmund Jones in 14th. Vern Spring in 15th. Brian Hewitt in 16th. Paul Jr. starts 17th. Harley Barletta in 18th. Bill Rabbits in 19th. And Joe Lux rounds out the 20-car field. How'd your game and your stream go, Chrono? Kyle McRecken, Martin, and Zachary Meade for speed on the front row. Interesting pairing. It could be an interesting start to the night. I didn't even realize it was. Thanks, Chrono. Alrighty, everybody is stacked up. Pace car drops to pit road. McRecken fires the green, is in the air for the feature at USA. Oh, we've got a car spinning. It's Mo Perry. Big wreck into 3 and 4. The caution is out. That is a bumpy start. The street stocks went green for the whole race, but lap 1 for the Tour Mods, chaos pops off. And let's see if we can see what happened. There's Mo Perry on the outside. Looks like he came down just a hair. Looking down from the chopper. Yeah, Mo just barely comes down. Slides back up and the chaos begins. Brandon Hughes back behind, has nowhere to go. And a close call for a lot of other drivers. Dean Buck ends up backwards in Moe's bumper. And it does look like McRecken has been given his EOL. Could have been, John. That's a tough call right there, buddy. Brandon Hughes, Dean Buck, both involved in that one, as well as Mo Perry. David Luck's got a little bit of problem trying to dodge it. Looks like Matt Brinson may have gotten a small piece as well. He did go to pit road. And that is going to put Zachary Meade and Andrew Thornton on the front row. Ryan McDaniel, Riley Duncan now in the second row. Chance Maderick, Austin Ruskoff on the third row. Edmund Jones, Brian Hewitt, Harley Barletta, Bill Rabbits really benefited from that caution. They are all now in the top 10. Here we go. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. And it looks like Meade will clear as he goes off into turn one. Andrew Thornton finally gets clear and comes down. Meanwhile, back behind, still a lot of side-by-side as guys trying to get everything they can on the restart. Ryan McDaniel has moved himself up into sixth. Chance Maderick has the fastest lap so far, and caution is back out. Bill Rabbits, Paul Jr., both involved. Let's see what happened. Heading off into turn one. Oh, Rabbits gets the apron. Comes around. Paul Jr. had nowhere to go, but looks like minimal impact to the car. Looks like the boys need to settle down and have a little patience. They do have quite a few laps to go. John, you still predicting McRecken for the win on this one? I was expecting one to green, but the light's still on the pace car. Should get the one to green this time by. John Barry now predicting Riley Duncan for the win. However, you got to think Matt Brinson, if he can get to the front as big chance. He was the fastest in practice and in qualifying. And in his heat, he just walked away. Pace car is back in. Green flag is back in the air. Meade clears traffic quickly to the lead. Riley Duncan now battles with Andrew Thornton for second. Duncan has a big run coming out of two. Peeked the nose in, couldn't quite get there. Edmund Jones, caution is out. A big one out of turn 4. And looks like quite a few drivers caught up in this one. Mo Perry, Dean Buck, Vern Spring, Joe Lux, Ryan McDaniel, Bill Rabbits, and Paul Jr. all involved. Ryan McDaniel, Ryan has a bobble. Harley had nowhere to go, gets into him. Austin Ruskoff got sent for a big ride. And one car just went over. Looks like Paul Jr. back behind. He gets slammed into the pile, gets hit from behind. He does stick the landing. Ryan fell back into 10th. Mo Perry came up to 9th. Harley Barletta back in 11th. David Lux, Matt Brinson, Paul Jr., Vern Spring, Austin Ruskoff, Joe Lux, Bill Rabbits, Richard Young, and Brandon Hughes all on pit road for repairs. That one definitely got a bit messy. Zachary Meade still up front, but now he'll have Riley Duncan alongside. Lights are out. They will stack up for the restart. And here they come. Pace car gonna dive to pit road. There he goes. Meade in control. Green flag is back in the air. Hey, thank you for the raid, Chrono. Have a great night, buddy. Riley Duncan trying to make the move up top. Andrew Thornton down underneath. Riley may have it. Edmund Jones now up in the battle. It's a 4-car battle for the lead. Riley clears and takes it. Andrew Thornton sneaks into second. Zachary Meade in third. Edmund Jones in fourth as Chance Maderick right behind. Oh, Edmund out of shape. Matt Brinson, we know he is fast here tonight. currently in 10th on his way to the front. Ryan McDaniel slips back into 11th. Dean Buck currently in 12th. Now, as he battles with Harley, Harley takes 12th, Dean Buck into 13th. Austin Ruskoff in 14th, a lap down. Joe Lux in 15th, Richard Young in 16th, Paul Jr. in 17th. Vern is still on pit road, and it appears Bill Rabbits is out of the race. Andrew Thornton just set the fastest lap so far. Edmund Jones now in 4th, trying to find a way past Meade. And looks like Edmund's, looks like Edmund's going to try it on the high side. Chance Maderick's going to take the opportunity. He goes to the high side as well. Hey, good evening, Ants. Meanwhile, back behind, Matt Brinson has started making his move. He is now up into 8th. Brian Hewitt currently in 7th. Hewitt managed to avoid the chaos. He is now up 9 spots into 7th. Brinson has had a problem. Matt Brinson is towed to pit road. We will not get a caution. There's Matt right on the bumper of Chance Maderick. Maderick way loose. Off into 1 and 2. Brinson. Oh, Matt Brinson came by the slow damaged car on the bottom. Just barely clipped it, but man, what a hit. Take a look at this one from the chopper. Ouch. Oh, caution is out. Harley is around. I'm doing okay, Ants. Glad to hear you're doing better, buddy. The caution is out for Harley Barletta. We saw him sideways. Let's see what happened. Harley coming through 1 and 2. Oh! Comes out of 2. I believe it was Dean Buck on the high side. He just bounced off of him. Looking at this from a different angle. A big run out of 2. Looked like Dean came down. And Harley found the wall. David Lux, Mo Perry, Richard Young, Paul Jr., Joe Lux, and Matt Brinson all on pit road. Definitely been a bumpy start to this one after having the street stocks go green the whole time. Riley Duncan and Andrew Thornton have the front row. Riley definitely has the best shot from what we have seen so far. With Matt Brinson, even if he gets fixed, he will be several laps down. With Brinson out of contention, Riley will be tough to beat. Riley does come into tonight second in points behind Edmund, but a lot of ground between the two. They've got to try and catch up. And unfortunately for Riley, Edmund Jones will restart right on his bumper. Here we go, pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air, just over a third of the way through, and it definitely a bumpy start tonight. Zachary Meade trying to fight his way back to the front. Ryan McDaniel now in 8th, battling with Mo Perry. Edmund Jones battling for second with Thornton. Thornton almost got put in the wall on that one. But while they battle, Riley's taking advantage to put some space between them. Now Edmund into second. McRecken is taking third. Chance Maderick back in 5th, right behind Thornton in 4th. And Zachary Meade still lurking in 6th with Hewitt right behind in 7th. Edmund Jones just set the fastest lap of the race so far. Brian Hewitt back in 7th, closing in on Meade. Hewitt already up 9 spots tonight. Biggest mover so far, though, is Edmund in 2nd. Riley had opened up a little bit of breathing room, but now he's got Edmund on the bumper and lap traffic coming into play. Oh, Riley a little squirrely out of 2, having to keep the car down. Chance Maderick back behind in 5th. Wow, Chance really almost lost it there. Lap traffic is bringing some of the other cars back into play. Meade is closing in on Maderick. The top 2 have started to pull away a little bit from 3rd place McRecken. Andrew Thornton still sitting on his bumper in 4th. Chance Maderick in 5th. Folks, don't forget, later tonight we will have some of the pictures and video from the Monster Truck event on Facebook. And we'll have the whole event on YouTube this week. Kyle and Andrew still nose to tail, but still losing ground. Chance Maderick in 5th sits about 0.8 of a second back. Not gaining much ground at the moment. Zachary Meade still sitting in 6th. Hewitt in 7th was gaining ground, but does look like that is stabilized and he might be in trouble. David Lux back in 8th. Ryan McDaniel back in 9th, also gaining a little ground. And Austin Ruskoff back in 10th. Austin, Mo Perry, Dean Buck all back on the lead lap. Whoa! Richard Young gets low to let the leaders by. And a few close calls there, but everybody remains okay. Edmund Jones still staying right on Riley's bumper. McRecken continuing to lose ground back behind. Andrew Thornton in 4th. Chance Maderick in 5th. Meade trying to close that gap on Chance. Hewitt now a second back. And David Lux looking to take 8th. Ryan McDaniel back in 9th. Ruskoff in 10th. Mo Perry still hanging on in 11th. Lap traffic back into play for the leaders. Will it have an impact? Just past the halfway point. McRecken continuing to lose ground on the top 2. Is now 1.6 seconds back. Andrew Thornton about 0.6 of a second behind him. That gap seems to be fairly stable at the moment. Chance Maderick sits in 5th. Zachary Meade in 6th. Brian Hewitt still at 7th, but still has David Lux all over his bumper. Ryan McDaniel back in 9th place. Austin Ruskoff in 10th is gaining on Ryan at the moment. David sitting right on Brian's back bumper, but just doesn't look like he has enough to pass him at the moment. Same situation up front. Edmund Jones all over Riley's bumper. Just doesn't have what it takes to get by yet. McRecken in 3rd, still losing ground. He is, however, pulling away from Andrew Thornton, and Chance Maderick in 5th is closing the gap. David Lux finally found a way past Hewitt. He is now up into 7th, 1.5 seconds behind Meade, and he is closing in. And it does appear Riley is starting to put some space between him and Edmund, but with lap traffic coming, that could make things a bit interesting. And what a move by the leader, slicing through the lap traffic. That was an awesome move. Edmund Jones still within about a quarter of a second. David Lux appears to have had a problem a moment ago. Let's see if we can see what happened with Lux, who slipped back into 8th. There's Lux. Oh! He hit the wall at the gap and it got him sideways. He did manage to keep it out of the inside wall, but that was a setback. Kyle Martin back in 3rd. Mr. McCracken has gained about a quarter of a second on the top 2. He is still 1.5 seconds back. And don't look now, Chance Maderick is now in 4th. As we have a battle for the lead, Edmund has a run underneath. Riley trying to fight back on the high side. Lap car coming into play. And Edmund Jones takes the lead. Edmund Jones now has the lead over Riley Duncan. McCracken did take advantage and has closed the gap under a second. Chance Maderick holding on in 4th, Thornton in 5th. Meade has now gotten to Andrew Thornton's bumper. Brian Hewitt still holding on to 7th. But David Lux is back on his bumper. Due to those early incidents, we have a lot of cars not on the lead lap, and they do have some damage. Lap traffic coming into play in a big way as Lux to the bottom gets back to 7th. Edmund still in the lead, Riley still in his bumper, and McCracken getting closer and closer. Chance Maderick back in 4th, now about 3 seconds back. Meade had a problem. Coming out of turn 4 last time, Meade got a little too much of the wall. He did manage to save it. Just over 25 laps to go. Will Riley Duncan have enough to reclaim the lead from Edmund? Austin Ruskoff has moved his way up past Ryan. Austin now in 9th, Ryan in 10th. Mo Perry back in 11th. 11 cars still in the lead lap, but with this long green flag run, a few more may go a lap down. Andrew Thornton still trying to hold off Zachary Mead. David Lutz actually has gained a little bit of ground, but he is still over 4 seconds behind. Lutz has a lot of work to do here tonight if he wants to get back up toward the front. Edmond and Riley continue to turn laps and navigate through lap traffic. Riley's still right there, but back behind, McRecken is getting closer. McRecken definitely cleared that lap traffic faster. Kyle now less than half a second behind the top two. That three-car battle could get very heated. Chance Maderick back in fourth. Thornton still with him in fifth. And Zachary Mead still with him with both of them in sixth. David Lux back in seventh is gaining a lot of ground, but he is still 3.5 seconds back. Ryan Hewitt still holding on to 8th. Austin Ruskoff in 9th. Ryan McDaniel still in 10th. This top three battle to the end, I suspect in the final laps, when these guys start pushing it to the limit, could see a little bit of trouble. Whoa, Riley has a close call with a lap car. That allowed Edmond to put a little bit of space, couple of car lengths between them, but it also brought Kyle to his bumper. David Lux back in 7th, still reeling in. 6th place, Zachary Mead. Austin Ruskoff back in 9th. Ryan McDaniel in 10th. And at the moment, safely nestled into 8th is Brian Hewitt. Mo Perry, the last car. No, I'm sorry, he is one of the first two, a lap down. Austin Ruskoff in 9th is the last car on the lead lap. Riley Duncan is back on Edmond's bumper, and it looks like McRecken may be struggling to maintain pace with the top two. Kyle now over a half second back at the moment. 10 laps to go at USA. Leaders navigating lap traffic. That will almost certainly have an impact on the final laps here. Vern Spring just ahead. Vern having a quiet night in 15th. definitely struggling. We have seen Vern up in the top 10 and battling in the top 5 a lot this season. Fully expect to see Vern Spring in victory lane before the end of the year. Riley staying right on Edmund's bumper, but if he has anything left, he's got to attack soon. Andrew Thornton still on Chance Maddox's bumper as well. Zachary Mead still within striking distance of those two. David Lux is now just 2.5 seconds behind Mead. He won't have enough time to catch him. But man, what a run it has been from David Lux. 4 laps to go. Edmund has put some space between him and Riley. Does Riley have anything left? Three laps to go. Last time by, Edmund was the fastest car on track. Whoa, lap car ahead having problems. What kind of an impact will this have? And here we go. 2 laps to go. Edmund has just under a half second on Riley. McRecken lurking back in third. Edmund seems to be maintaining the gap as he comes out of 4 and the white flag flies one more time around. Riley Duncan definitely pushing it on the final lap, but it does not look like it'll be enough. Edmund Jones will extend his points lead. Edmund wins at Lakeland. Riley Duncan holds on for a strong second, and Kyle McRecken Martin comes home in third. Definitely an eventful race. In the first half of the race, we saw a lot of excitement, but man, then they had that long green flag run, over 60 laps green, and a lot of great racing. Let's talk to our top 3.
Guys.
Okay, Kyle, great run. You came home in third, but man, it looked like you just didn't have anything for those top 2 guys. You get close due to lap traffic, but just couldn't hang with them.
Yeah, we started the race. I got home from work and put her on the pole, and then totally forgot that I got an EOL from last week from an unclaimed wreck. So had to go to the back there, and I thought I was just gonna save a little bit of tire, and then I think I got up into like 4th or 5th there and was just riding, and then got up into 3rd. I just let them get out too far and couldn't reel them in. Reeled it in like the 2.5, but couldn't reel it in that extra like half a second to Eddie and Riley there, and I burned it up getting to them. So they saved enough stuff, and I thought that I was going to win the tire strategy there. But good win to Ed. That was a hell of a job. A lot of tire strategy, a lot of lappers coming into play. So congrats to him.
The lap traffic definitely was a huge factor tonight. Early chaos, but you still come home on the podium, man. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Riley Duncan comes home in second. Riley, I was surprised to see Edmund get past you at all. It seemed like you were the class of the field tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. I touched the apron and it got me right out of shape. And once he got by me, we were so close in pace that I would gain on him a little bit, then he would get away, and then plus the lap cars. But I'm happy overall with P2.
Well, it's definitely been a heck of a race tonight. And obviously, you guys battling for the championship, but now Edmund's going to gain a little bit of ground on you.
Yeah, I'm happy, honestly, just racing, to be honest with you. Like, this is the first time I've ever really driven modifieds. I mostly just do late models and super late models, and I guess street stocks now. But honestly, I'm happy with where I'm at in the standings, to be honest.
Well, man, still an awesome night, a very close race. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
And finally, let's see if we can find our winner. Edmund Jones. Edmund back in victory lane, and you extend your points lead.
Yes, sir. I had to work for it tonight. These guys, it was rough. And I knew it was going to either come down to me moving Riley on the last lap or him making a mistake. And thankfully he made the mistake, because I'm not the guy that likes to move people. But, me and him worked out there just enough to keep Kyle at bay. And, coming out on top with names like Kyle Martin and Riley Duncan, I can't be happier, honestly. Like, just getting back here, getting back to victory lane, it's much needed for the confidence. So,
well, it was definitely an awesome performance tonight, a great win, and like I said, you're pulling away, could very well lock up the championship next week.
Yeah, and to have the competition that we do, and to say that I'm going for my third championship, second in our Premier Series, is absolutely insane to me. And these guys have stepped up their game, and I can't believe I'm still in this position. So,
well, man, a great.
Want to say thank you again, Doug, for being here. I can't wait to see the video for Enos last weekend and see you do your first live gig, buddy. It's been amazing for not only myself, but, the league I built, to be here and see the growth that you've had. I just want to congratulate you on it, man.
I really appreciate it. Big shout out.